Well, the legends just keep coming here on the women's rugby pod. This lady slides straight into that category. Double Olympic champion, double World Cup champion as well. Sarah Hirini, how the devil are you?
Really good. Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate you having me on and love talking about women's rugby. So should be good.
Yeah. Well, look, it's we're right in the depths of it now. Pool stages are over. I wanted to get your take on it really because it's been an incredible occasion thus far. How bad's the FOMO the other side of the world there?
Oh, the game FOMO is probably not so much. I know how battered and bruised I feel after 15's games. So in that sense, not at all. But yeah, obviously following the girls a lot on social media and seeing how much fun they're having. That's yeah, definitely missing out on all the other stuff that you get to do with the girls.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, as you know, we like to talk about the rugby here and the athletes. Just give us an overall impression thus far after the pool stages. Obviously, New Zealand topping the pool. We'll probably get into Ireland in a little bit more depth that game from the weekend. But overall, how do you think the Black Ferns are tracking?
I think they were like honestly probably a little bit clunky at the start in their first couple of ball games, but it was kind of expected. They probably played less games leading into the World Cup, and even prior to that was a few weeks before. But the way that they are coming into quarterfinals, I think the game against Ireland they played some amazing footy, and I think with them kind of moving into their starting team, you can going to see a lot of shift from a lot of those girls. And yeah, I think they're coming in at the right time.
Yeah, because I watched England and I was quite critical of England, and then I was dragged along, kicking and screaming to have a couple of beers with a few of the really my rubber arm was twisted by some of the sort of vintage roses, sort of Emma Mitchell and those kind of lot. And they were saying, yeah, well, look, actually, selection's up for grabs here, end of the pool stages, and actually that does count for possibly a little bit more individual look on your performance and what have you. And therefore we shouldn't be too critical. But I mean, it was the statement performance of the pool stages thus far, wasn't it? That 40 point to 0 win over Ireland. It was exceptional in all facets.
Yeah, I think so. And like if you look at the game, or sorry, the girls who are playing in the World Cup, there's lots of players first World Cup. When you play in, obviously the stadiums have been amazing, extremely loud. Everyone's getting the small towns are getting behind all these teams, so you can kind of understand why they might not have flowed the first couple of games, and you don't want to be the team that gets remembered in the first couple of weeks and then forgotten about in the finals. So I kind of understand what they're doing, and yeah, I think heading into this week, I know like if you look at all the quarterfinal matchups, it's going to be some good footy, and I know that there's teams like South Africa, the ones who have kind of just come onto the scene and really want to make an impact. Even Australia playing Canada, I think these games are going to be pretty epic.
Let's unpack that Ireland performance. What particularly impressed you?
I think that the forward pack dominated, and they kind of hadn't done the first couple of games just with the changes that they'd had, the different combinations that they'd been playing with leading in. But I think this forward pack was the one that they probably will go for. Hopefully their front row injuries are not too bad, but Liana Mikialitu was, I think, a driving force, and she'll be the one carrying our forwards through. And when you've got the forward pack going forward, the backs, the likes of Sylvia Brandt, Stacey Walker, and then obviously our edges as well. It's a nice rugby to watch when they're in full flight and people are going forward.
I thought being in the stadium, although I was sort of in the top row for the first half, it was like watching ants. But even from up there, notably the physicality had gone up two or three notches. Look, massive compliment to Ireland. Didn't want that record to continue. Two losses out of the three games you played against them, as you well know. But that physicality, and they're going to need that, aren't they? When you look at those sort of top three, four sides, France, France, England, Canada, that physicality is going to have to be right on the edge.
Yeah, you could definitely tell that they'd been, whether they'd been told or looked in the mirror and knew that they had to front up. And that's what I like about some of those girls in that team is like when they need to really put their head in the spokes, they'll do it. And it showed that when they do it, then our backs are going to have free reign to be able to do what they want to do. And I think a part of it probably, obviously, when people in black in the black jersey get told that they are the underdogs and Ireland potentially have a sniff at winning against them, yeah, you kind of put your back up and kind of telling everyone to get off. So yeah, there definitely have been chats about that in the team, and obviously just speaking on behalf of some of the Sevens girls, I know that some of the Sevens girls in the Irish team, the ones in the Black Ferns, yeah, there would have been a little bit of chat and competition around that, which I think is all good and fair.
Speaking of Sevens players, the lady wearing seven, Georgia
Yeah,
Miller, she's all right, isn't she?
she's all right.
Half,
Yeah, she's all right.
half decent player, but you know particularly well. But she is a very special player, and it appears thus far nothing seems to phase her.
No, that's like she's awesome. She's a great kid. She came into the Sevens program as a high school superstar and has only grown and got better and wanted to get better. She hasn't. The thing that impresses me a lot about her is her work ethic, and I know she's all her hair's flying around, and she probably looks like she just goes onto the pitch and does what she does, and she does, but she puts in so much work off the field, wanting to be a better player, wanting to be the best player in the world, and that's what I love about her. She's the most competitive person I've ever met, and I'm just really happy for her that she's flourishing on that 15 stage because it's been a while since she's played, but you know, just with how competitive she is, she's going to be amazing.
And you spoke about the edges. Somebody that you've I think something like 13 years ago, you may have made a sevens debut with particularly a lady called Portia. Sorry to age you both, but I think the inaugural seven series that'd be like 12, 13,
Yeah,
something like that.
yep.
But in relation to like Georgia and Braxton Sorensen McGee, just
Mm.
seems to be not in a nasty way, but Braxton Sorensen McGee, that's a double hat trick in 7 days. And being the competitive beast that Portia is, oh, hang on, I want to get on the score sheet too. Not in a nasty way, but
I
do you get that
know.
sense from them?
Oh, that's exactly what will be happening. And I know there'll be a lot of I say shit talk behind at trainings going on just to get that competitive edge. And like that's what I love about it. You're competitive with each other, probably more than what you are against other teams that you play, because you know that if you are doing that, then the team that get to wear the jersey then are representing you as well. And I'm sure that they'll be giving P a lot of slack for what Brix is doing, but I'm all for it if they're competing and they're going to score more tries for the team. That's only good for us.
Um, Ireland probably one of the only teams with a sort of a really visible kicking game, and New
Mm.
Zealand completely nullified that at the weekend. That's down to the coaching. Alan Buntings. Speak of him if you would for a moment or two, and his characteristics and what he's bringing to this Black Ferns team.
Yeah, just with the kicking game, that's probably what I was really impressed about. And that I know they've talked a lot around that, and there's been games where we probably haven't done that quite well, but yeah, it was actually impressive to watch, and we just kind of nullified that, which is nice. But in terms of Bunts, and obviously there's a couple of other coaches in there who are extremely detailed around their approach to certain games, and I know that for Bunts, he'll just be getting them up mentally. And I know the other coaches take care of all the probably the more so the on-field stuff, but yeah, I'd like and he's just an impressive guy. Anytime he speaks, you want to run for a brick wall for him. He's just highly motivating and a people person, and he kind of changed my mindset around what a coach should be. The coach that I want to follow. He wasn't just a and I probably was brought up brought up in like a pretty tough household, and that's how I kind of like work really hard. But he kind of softens everything out. He's extremely honest, but connects with you on a very, very deep level that you just, I don't know, it's hard to explain unless you've been in a team with him, but everyone who's been in a team with him completely understands that you're like, yeah, I'll do anything for that guy.
As soon as I mentioned him to Stacey last week, I mean, that actually smiles most of the time anyway, but the smile came right across the face. You're a person 100% of the time, and not a rugby player 100% of the time. So connect with that first, right? And that's the most important bit. Let's move ahead. South Africa at the weekend shouldn't cause too many problems. Is it a case of sort of so matching them physically, hoping to keep that physio room empty come the 80
Yeah,
minutes?
like I hope not. I want to speak too confidently and then have to eat my words for the week. But yeah, like I would say that we should be very dominant, just with experience and everything like that. But I've been really impressed with South Africa, and I know that Leanne, who took over their women's program a number of years ago, just seeing how much they've developed, how just how talented they are, how physical they are, how powerful they are. I've loved watching that, and she's I give them another couple of years playing high level rugby against these competitive nations. That's what I want for every other team, because it's only going to grow the rest of the world. But it's going to be similar. If they have the ball, it's going to be tough to beat. But if we can hold on to the ball, go forward, yeah, our backs will be pretty dominating if our forward pack's going forward.
Are we talking about the same last four as last time round?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think there's
Um,
anyone like
and
looking
then
at. No, just like and I like this World Cup's been awesome, but I think there's still four teams in it that will probably should make the final.
and what do you made of Canada so far? Because obviously they're on that side of the draw with the Black Ferns.
Yeah, I probably don't like them on our side of the draw, to be honest. And especially with the record that we're going in at against them, and they've just been a team like they're fighting for something way bigger than France, us, other teams are playing for. They're crowd funded, which I think is absolutely. Um, and but I know who's in that team, how hard they work. There's girls who I've played against on the World Sevens series for a long time, and then there's obviously the stalwarts in the 15s team, their 15s team. But geez, it would make a pretty fairy tale ending for them if they ended up winning it, which is a dangerous team to come up against. So yeah, I think that's probably going to be if we make it through the quarters, and if they do as well. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty tough match.
Yeah, that is one to definitely not miss. Just finally, say if I may, the Black Ferns have this ability in World Cups, and we would just talk 15s if we may, just to build and build and build and build. And you know that the record. Can you put your finger on how that happens? Because got some other colleagues here who've covered women's rugby for a long time, and it was well, of course England when it's home. Da, da, da. I mean, I'm certainly not saying that, and especially after the first three games, but yeah, you just don't never ever write off the Black Ferns, whatever the form is coming in. What? How do you do it?
We hate losing. Like there's a genuine passion for hating of losing, and I don't know. I think the last, like, obviously only played in the two World Cups, 17 and 21, and 17 there was similar chats around English and win. They've gone on this record and all these things, and like that was mentioned in our camp, but we were like, stuff that. If people think they're going to win, then we'll just come up behind, not very really be talked about, and then there was just no fear around losing because we weren't expected to win anyway. And then there was lots of chats around their forwards. So we got a bollocking a couple of days before the game, and it was like, well, their forwards are better than you, so what are you going to do about it? And that's just how it was. And so we were like, wow, well, there it is. We don't want to be the one. And then I think our prop scored a hat trick or something like that. But and then similar at the last World Cup, it was England should win. There was players in that team who had never lost a game. And then, to be honest, we probably shouldn't have won the semi. So it was like, well, we're not supposed to win this. Let's just go give it a good shot, give it a good, give it the best we can. And then I don't know what kind of miracle that kind of played out like for us, but yeah, like there's just you just don't want to lose in the black jersey, and it's not a fear of losing. You just don't want to lose. So you'll throw everything you possibly can. Yeah, and I know that these girls will be exactly the same, and Bunce will have them connected. Like you can't even, yeah, I don't even know how to explain the way that he does it, but yeah, I'm just kind of watch them simmer under the surface, and then hopefully kind of pull it out when they need to.
Yeah, well, they are certainly simmering very, very nicely indeed. Sarah, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much. Hugely appreciate your time. It's always great to chat to you and just get that little insight there. Yeah, beware every other team in this World Cup. Because if you're sending those messages and those thoughts from where you are to England, then yes, as I say, watch out everyone else. Sarah Hirini, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. You take care, and we look forward to seeing you back in a seven shirt very soon.
Awesome, thank you guys, and yeah, what a World Cup it's been so far. I can't wait for finals.